In this session, we're going to talk about how to install Joomla on your Windows PC so that you can run what's called a localhost environment. So here I've got Firefox on my Windows machine, all ready to go. And the first step is to download a software program called WAMP. WAMP stands for Windows, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. The easiest way to do that is just go ahead and Google it. And we can see install PHP 5 Apache MySQL on Windows with a WAMP server. Go ahead and download. So once the WAMP server is downloaded, go ahead and double click on it to install it. Don't worry about the unknown publisher, just click Run and then go through the setups. I accept the agreement, tell it where to go. You can set those icons as you would normally set for a program, and it will extract the files and install it, and in our case, put an icon on our desktop. Alright, you know WAMP is running because it's down here in the taskbar. You'll see that the server is offline. If you click on it and go ahead and go to the Start All Services, it's now starting up a web application called Apache running MySQL and PHP, but this isn't actually changing your Windows setup, so you don't have to worry about that. If I go ahead and click one more time, I can now go to my local host, which is a local web server on my computer. Now, the one great thing about this is, unless your machine is completely open to the internet, this is a very secure environment in which you can develop your Joomla website. You can play around, you can change things, you can do whatever you want. Nobody can access it, and nobody can hack it. And when you're ready, you can just back it up, send it to a live server using something like Joomla Pack, and you'll be ready to go. The next thing you want to do is download Joomla. So of course we go to joomla.org for this. Now you may have already done this in an earlier session, but if not, go ahead to joomla.org, download Joomla, get the latest version. The latest version is always on this page, and get the full package. You can save the file or open the file. You can just go ahead and save the file. Depending on the way your system is set up, it's probably going to download it to your downloads directory. And so here is my latest Joomla build that I just downloaded. So the next step is to move that Joomla download file over to your WAMP server directory. To do that, click on the WAMP icon, go to the www directory, and it'll bring up the folder where WAMP is storing your websites. Go ahead and just click and drag. And now unzip. Alright, once that's finished extracting, just click Finish, and it opens the folder for us. You'll notice that it's www/Joomla blah blah blah. We're going to change that to just something a lot more simple. Joomla test. And now this becomes the folder for our new Joomla site. The next step is to set up our database. So we come down here to WAMP Server and click on PHP MyAdmin. This is the software that interfaces with databases for Joomla and a lot of other kinds of online programs. We're going to create a new database, and I usually call it the same as my directory just so I don't get confused. Click Create, and you'll notice we have a new database called Joomla Test. We can go ahead and close that window. That's all we need to do there. So now the next step then is to go to our Joomla directory. So http localhost/Joomla test, hit enter, and you've probably seen this screen before. This is the Joomla installation screen. Click Next. When we're setting up a site for live use, this is pretty important, but since it's on our test server, it's not as critical. The host name is localhost. The username is root. The password in this case is blank. And the database name is the one that I set up just a few moments ago. We're not going to worry about FTP settings. Joomla test site. My email. Since this site won't be sending any emails out, it really doesn't matter. Now I know this is a localhost machine and it's completely secure, but I still suggest using a strong password only because we don't want you to get out of the habit of doing that. It's not a big deal if you don't, but choose a password that you're going to remember. And then you can install the sample data here. Click Next, and our Joomla site is done. Same as any other Joomla site, we have to then delete the installation directory. Because this is a localhost machine, I usually just rename the installation file. That way, if I want to install it again, I can. Click Site, and I have my new Joomla site. And that's all there is to setting up Joomla on your local host machine for a PC.